Howdy. We're going to talk about one passage from Romans 12 today. Verse 2 says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind." When we read this, I think it's safe to take away or say what this is meaning is if you are not going through a process of transformation by the renewal of your mind, then you are indeed being conformed to the patterns of this world. There's really no neutral. You're being conformed, you're being average, you're either becoming more and more like everyone else, or you are being transformed. And how are you being transformed? By the renewal of your mind. All right, we're going to talk about how to do that, how to renew your mind today. The first thing is you need to think about the people that you're hanging around, the people that you're doing life with, the people that you're spending time with. Why do I tell you that? Because more than likely, if you look around and you really take an inventory of that, the people who you're doing life with are going to be people who are just like you. All right. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't hang around people who you have things in common with, but it does mean that if you are not doing life with people who are a little bit better than you or a lot better than you in different areas, if those aren't the types of people that you're hanging around, you're probably not going to experience much change in life, and you're not going to have anyone who is going to call you out for your bull crap and to call you up to become something better. All right? So your environment, when I say your environment, I mean the people that you are hanging around. If I can encourage you to do one thing that's going to transform you, it is to go and find people who are a lot better than you, whether that's physically, spiritually, professionally. Find people who are a lot better than you and do whatever you can to spend time around them and learn from them. And at the same time, give them the permission to call you out and to call you up when they see you doing the wrong things in life. All right. So that's the first way that we renew our mind, is by being intentional about the people who we spend our time with. Second thing, renewing our mind, is going to be the things that we are feeding ourselves through our eyes and through our ears. That's our input, right? A lot of you have tons of problems in your life, in your marriage, your mind's just a jumbled up mess. You can't seem to figure stuff out. You wonder what's going on, and you are unwilling to admit that you're feeding your mind with garbage every single day. From the music you listen to the podcasts you consume, to the videos you watch here on YouTube, you are filling your mind with garbage, and you act like it's a mystery why you're struggling so bad. All right? Everyone that I know who's at the top of their game is hyper aware of who they're talking to, who they're listening to, what they're watching, and everything that's coming in through their eyes and their ears. All right? So it's a pretty easy thing, to decide we're going to change that. It's kind of uncomfortable when we do change that, because we're going to keep wanting that garbage that we've been watching until we develop new habits and we really begin to transform into the creature that we need to transform into. Now, most of that's on the cell phone. If I could encourage you to do something today, it's go into that cell phone and delete a bunch of crap that you know is trashing up your mind and bringing you down and conforming you to the patterns of this world. By the way, if it's the most popular thing, you ought to run from it, because remember, we're talking about transforming, looking different, becoming more and more different from the average person that exists out here in the world that we live in. So be hyper aware of your inputs. And the last thing I want to talk to you about today in terms of transforming or renewing your mind is thinking about the stuff that you say and talk about. All right? You'd be surprised, again, if you take inventory on this, how much of your conversation revolves around complaining about things that you have no intentions to try to change, or maybe they're completely out of your control. And most of your conversation is consumed around complaining about those things. And so Yeah, that's going to keep you in a hole. That's going to keep you conformed to the patterns of this world. That's how the average person speaks, all right? So think about what you're saying, what you're talking about. Think about the words that you're using. A lot of people think this is silly and radical when I say if you use curse words in your everyday language. I say that that's holding you back. That's definitely bringing you down. That's definitely hindering you. And you probably ought to stop using those words. Now, you can think that's silly or radical, right? But when we listen around us, how do most people talk, right? We want to talk different than how most people talk. So it's super important. It's powerful. I'm not saying that you can manifest things with your speech. I'm not into all that. I think that's a bunch of bull crap. But the way that you talk, your output is influencing how you think, and how you think is influencing how you act and how you respond to situations in life. So, pretty simple. We need to transform by the renewal of our minds. We can renew our minds by being aware of who we're spending our time with, by what we're consuming, and also by what we're putting out. Hey, make these your habits every day. It takes a long time to get there. It takes a lot of awareness, mental awareness. You should pray about it. You should ask the Lord to help you in it. And I guarantee you, it's going to make everything in your life, if you can do these things, it's going to make everything in your life 1,000 times better than it is right now. If you guys got anything out of this, check out our partner at Barbell Apparel. We've been partnered with Barbell for years now. I've got their hoodie on. We're in here by the fire because it's cold outside, and been deer hunting all morning. We wanted to get a little warm. The hoodie is a nice, comfortable thing to put on. You can't beat it. This one from Barbell is top notch, along with everything else that they have, whether it's fitness apparel, everyday apparel for out on the range or in the office if you have that type of job. You won't be disappointed. Check them out at barbellapparel.com. Love you guys. Enough said.